Get ready, we're gonna test out the brand new LEGO sets like nobody else will. Jedi Bob Starfighter, the Desert Skiff, and of course the Dark Falcon are going in the water. And that's right, it's time for a crash test. Let's do it. By now, you've probably seen all the new sets. Well, we've got the Desert Skiff, we've got the Jedi Bob Starfighter, and the Dark Falcon. Our goal today is to see if they can actually float. And once we're done, we are throwing them in the water and see what happens. To my surprise, it floats. That one passed. Now let's try Jedi Bob Starfighter. Picturing some of the non-traditional LEGO boats, I expected these to sink, but to my surprise, both the Desert Skiff and Jedi Bob Starfighter are both floating. That's impressive. With all the air pockets and the weight, I expected this one to sink, but it sure is staying up. I guess we've got another one. All right, let's mark it with a pass. Now surely with the weight of the Dark Falcon and all of the clone troopers that I've packed inside, there's no way that this one will float, right? Well, let's take out some of these troopers, stick in our heavy camera, and let's see if it will actually float. Sorry guys. Okay, in goes the hefty GoPro camera. And it's time to put this in the water and see if it actually floats. And don't worry, later on in the video, we're dropping this thing in and we're gonna see if it breaks apart. Well, there you go. It's in the water. And is it sinking? Wait, no. To my surprise, it looks like it's actually floating. This is incredible. There's water pouring in, but I think the buoyancy of the ship is actually enough that it's not sinking. Like I said earlier, I wasn't expecting these to float. At minimum, I thought Jedi Bob Starfighter and the Dark Falcon would sink, but they're all staying up. Let's go ahead and push it down and see if it will stay down. Maybe there's enough air pocket that it's keeping it up. All right, we'll push it down to the ground and we'll see if this thing actually rises. No way. This thing rose from the ground. It's enough to float. Well, that passed too. That's amazing. Let's go ahead and take these into the water and see what happens. Let's just float it around. Amazing, it floated too. Let's pressure test these vehicles a little bit and push them into the water. See if we can make it so that it doesn't float. I cannot believe that this vehicle is actually floating. Even when I try and tilt it to the side, it floats back up. Now my minifigures are floating out of it, and that's okay. I expected them to float up. I didn't expect for this ship to actually float though. Look it, I put it all underwater and it still rises to the top. That is so cool. And now for a quick break with some really cool water effects. That's right, we're just draining it and I have a camera inside and I wanted to see what it looked like. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's fill it back up. Let's go ahead and dive it deep inside of the water. Look at that. It's just going down and it pushes itself back up. It's amazing. The minifigures are all flying out. Sorry about that, troopers. I wasn't expecting for you guys to have to try to hang on. And let's get some cool shots of Jedi Bob Starfighter and the Desert Skiff underwater too. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. We are definitely going to do a crash test with all three of these vehicles. That's right, we're gonna throw the Desert Skiff, Jedi Bob Starfighter, and the Dark Falcon into the water and see what happens. My expectation is at least the Dark Falcon will break apart because we're gonna throw that into the water. But let's go ahead and see what happens. One more cool water rising effect. That's right, we gotta fill the tub all the way up. And you can see that when it's on the ground, it actually lifts up because it's so buoyant, which again, I didn't expect. As promised, we're now at the crash part. So to set the scene, I tried to make a lava effect by throwing these dyes into the tub. Well, as you can see, it didn't quite turn out the way I expected. I wanted lava and I got spaghetti. So that's a fail. All right, we've got our Desert Skiff. I know there's a part missing, but don't worry. We're gonna throw this in. What? It dove to the bottom, barely? Okay, Jedi Bob Starfighter. Let's see what happens. Oh, it looks like the front engines came off. We've got a break. That's cool. Let's see this again in slow motion. That is awesome. All right, that part broke off. Looks awesome. Now let's go ahead and do the Dark Falcon. Are you ready for this? I'm expecting something amazing. That's right, we're gonna throw it in and see what happens. This is going to be awesome. Okay, I was expecting an explosion like this, or something at least to this scale. And
What?
you're not going to believe it. It didn't even go down deep enough for the cameras. That's right. This thing was so durable and it floated so well, it barely went into the water, and really, we didn't see any parts break off except for the cockpit. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please like, share, and subscribe.